Hello, everyone. Good to see you all. Listen, remember, this is real talk. Look, we are the game changers. I know you're wondering about our time change. We moved from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. I am so glad that you tuned in today. I want you to take the time to share. Let someone know that Real Talk is on the air. Let them know that we're here to change your game. Hey, I really believe that this will change your game, y'all. So let someone know that, hey, Real Talk is on the air. They have a special word for you to change your game. Now, listen, before we get started, I want to share something with you I know you'll be interested in. I started sharing it with you last week, and I know the broadcast cut off on it. But I want to share with you something very important and dear to my heart, and not only to my heart, but I believe that's dear to our Father's heart. So we have Intercessors Day coming up on October the 4th. October the 4th is Intercessors Day. Every first Saturday in October, we take time to celebrate our intercessors. You know, the ones that stay up and pray for you, and that will not only pray for you, but take the time to intercede continuously on your behalf. Those that seek God for a word to speak peaceably to you and to cause you to be able to move in the hardest of times. So we want to celebrate those intercessors. Some of them you might not even know. You might not even know those intercessors that you are celebrating. But we want to take time and let them know we appreciate them. We thank them for the times that they prayed for us, and you say to yourself, I know somebody's praying for me. It's no way I could have made it if somebody wasn't praying for me. Well, you know what? Those are your intercessors. So I'm going to back up. Remember, I'm Apostle Darnell here with Real Talk today. We are the game changers. I really believe that you knowing who you are will help change your game. So you need to know that, hey, you are a winner today. You need to know that you are a winner today. I want you to look at even the times that you thought you lost, that you are a winner. Why do I say that? You know, you feel like if I'm a winner, then why does it feel like I always lose? And what is it about this thing that it seems like it never changes? I'm always ending up the loser on the bad end. Well, let me tell you something. I looked at this. I said, I thought about it. I said, losing really can be embarrassing. If we look at it like, oh, maybe it's something I could have done. But you know what? Having done all, you did everything you could do to win. You did everything you were supposed to do, and it still looks like you came up a loser. But remember this, y'all. Losers, the one that lose are the ones that lose character. Listen, lose heart, lose love. Listen at this. I wanted to share this with you. One thing about a loser, this is a bad loser, someone that, just loses, y'all. Because, see, you are a winner. Even when the thing don't go in your favor, you know how to be the one that walks in good integrity. So look, a loser, this is a loser that knows he's a loser. Guess what? He will wallow in his own self-pity, oh, it's me. Every time I always lose. Well, guess what? That real winner, He'll say, you know what? I might have fallen short on that one, but guess what? I'm going to be the best that I can be next time. I'm not a loser, I'm a winner. And then that loser, that bad loser, he'll shut down. He won't continue to be that person that he's already always been. He'll forget about the ones that care for him, that love him. He'll just shut down. He'll cut the lights off. He won't answer your phone. I mean, he'll just forget that no one else. He'll just think no one else exists. I lost, and that's it. He don't see any new beginnings. He think that's the end of the story. And then let me tell you something else about a loser. A loser would deflect personal responsibilities. Oh my God. They will spend time and effort creating excuses. Oh my God. Haven't you seen people like that? Yeah, I lost because, I didn't have time to do that. I didn't take the time to study. Instead of saying, you know what, I know I could have done better. There were some shortcomings on my behalf. There were some things I did. Now, this is a real winner. Because he know in the end, he's going to win. He said, guess what? I am going to win every time, even when it looks like I lost. I'm still going to be a winner. Now, and then listen, let me tell you what a loser does too. He develops a victim mindset. Oh my God. It was unfair. Everybody did something to me. I was mistreated. I could become destructive, get bad emotions, bad emotional behavior. This is what they do when they just, think that you are a loser. But remember, we have a whole different mindset because we know that we are winners. We are winners. And another thing that losers do, bad losers, they remain stuck in the past, y'all. They don't know how to move on. They remain stuck in the past. Listen, they look for every opportunity to stay where they are instead of taking every opportunity to move to a better place to win on the next time. Now, let me tell you about these winners, the ones that know they're winners. Even in the bad times, you might have lost a few things. Guess what? But you are still a winner. You might have came up short, but you are still a winner. Guess what? You might have even, I'm talking to some students right now. You might have even had to repeat a grade. Maybe you had to go over that class 2 times, but guess what? You are still with. Have you ever taken a test? I can remember, oh my God, this is good, y'all. I can remember taking the real estate exam. And the first time, I didn't pass it. But I just knew I was a winner. I knew I could do this. I didn't look for excuses, that test is too hard. They gave me the hardest part of the test. I didn't look for excuses to stay stuck where I was. I looked at the thing. I said, you know what? I need to study more. I need to sit down and take time to look over and ponder over these things because I know I am a winner. I can win in this game. Okay, now one thing that a winner does, listen, y'all, I'm not saying that the winner don't take time, listen at this, to mourn the loss. Oh my God. You can mourn the loss, because the bottom line of it is you lost. You may have lost some things. You may have lost some money, lost in a relationship. You may have lost in a position. You may have lost a fight. But guess what? You can take time to mourn that thing and still be a good winner. Listen at this. That's one thing that good winners do. They don't overlook the fact that they lost. They just acknowledge the place that they were in and they move on to know that, hey, next time I'm going to win this thing. One thing about a winner, this winning spirit, they are very positive. They are not negative people. They don't look for excuses to say, that's why I lost. I could have done that, but this is why they don't look for excuses to say why they lost. They are very positive. Listen, they will hold their heads up high in a situation when they've been brought down real low, y'all. That's what a good winner will do. A good winner will remain positive. I tell you another thing a good winner will do too. They will remain true to their values. They won't stoop to where you are. They won't throw bricks at someone to get up, but they will remain true to their values, y'all. That's what a good winner will do. Hey, they will remain true to their character because they realize that, hey, my character is built right there in that place of where I lost, right there. I can continue to walk in love. I can continue to walk in respect. I can continue to walk in forgiveness because I'm a good winner. I'm a good winner. Now, another thing that a winner will do, he'll own his loss. He'll own up to his loss. Yeah, I lost that battle, but hey, I'm going to win this fight. You know what crossed my mind just then? I don't know how many endings you have in a fight when they're in the ring fighting. Somebody know. But when they're out there boxing, they have to come into the ring and they might lose that, that one right there. They may lose that ending. They may lose the next ending, but guess what? They still come out a winner. Just because you lost the first, oh my God, y'all listen to this. Just because you lost the second ending, the first ending, that don't mean that you cannot win this fight. All you need to do is remain true to who you are, to your character. Remain true to your values. Continue to be totally secure in who you are. Another thing that a good winner will do, they'll determine, what was it? What did I do wrong? They won't look at it, I did nothing wrong. They don't learn anything from losing that round. A good one. Hey, you know what players will do? If they lose, they'll go home. They'll go to their places. They will study the film where they lost. They will go over that film. They will figure out, what did I do wrong? So this time they come back better than ever. Those are good winners. They don't look at it and say, you know what, I just lost. No, they go back and study the film. Oh, what is it that I can do better to win this thing if I am a winner? They're going to determine, even in their shame. You know what? Have you noticed because I'm a basketball fan. And so you notice when the team lose a game, they don't stay there. I've been told they immediately leave. They don't hang around, they leave that place. Now, if they leave that place in the natural, they don't want to stay there in the natural. They want to get back in on their plane and they ready to leave. Guess what? You know why? Because they don't want to focus on, I lost that game. They want to get back home so they can focus on, I'm a winner. This time, we're going to do this thing different, y'all. Guess what? The next thing is they're going to raise the game. Oh my God. They will make it more difficult for the opponent to win this time because they've studied. Now they're going to raise the game. They may say, we did it this way that time, but this time we're going to do things differently, y'all. They're going to turn up their barriers. They're going to turn up the hurdles, everything that caused them not to get to the winning spot first. They're going to turn it up. They're going to be different, y'all. Hey, I watched my team and I knew. Oh my God, I'm not gonna say anything because my son, you know the champions for we won't call no name, but you know the champions for the basketball. Y'all know who it was. But anyway, I called it and I called my son and he was a little frustrated because he thought they were gonna win. You know why? Because they lost the first. No, they won the first game, then they lost the next two games. Oh, he was so sure. And then they tied up, y'all. Y'all saw the series 6-6, I believe. So the seventh game was going to be the winner. So he kept telling me, oh, man, your team done messed up. Your team done messed up. But you know what? I knew they were winners. They had studied the film, and each time they came back and they showed exactly who they were. They kept good values. They played. Oh my God, they were very just strong men. They didn't act like they got angry because they lost, because they realized that, hey, we're in a thing where we're going to lose some and we're going to win some. But at the end, we are going to win. And guess what? The very last thing I want to share with you is they didn't quit. They didn't quit. They had one thing on their minds, that they wanted to be the champions, y'all. You need to have that on your mind. I don't care if I lost the first one or if I lost the third one. I am a winner and I'm going to win. You need to keep that at the forefront of your thinking, that I'm going to win. And in your winning, you need to gain some things. You need to know that this thing is making you. This is causing you to persevere. This is causing you to maintain good character. When you're going through different losses, some people think that if you lose something, that's it. You just lost it. But you know what? If you know and you can recall what happened, listen, y'all, this is good. I don't care what area you lost in. If you can recall the thing, just recall, do a recall. What was it that caused me to fall short? Guess what? You can gain great confidence and be able to believe that, hey, I am a winner. I can do this. You may have lost out. Listen, I don't know what your game was. It could have been, look, you may have lost in a relationship. I don't know what your loss was. But you need to gain confidence in knowing that you are a winner. And so you don't have to give in to all the tricks of the enemy telling you, you know what? Oh, remember that thing. Oh, you'll never win. No, you need to know that you are going to win. And this is building my character. And guess what? And I am not going to quit. I'm not going to quit. If I have to repeat this thing and take this thing, I know I told you, I don't know if I finished or not. I told you about taking that real estate course. This might be for somebody. And you might not have passed it the first time. But do it again. Do it again. The test may have looked hard, but do it again. It's some things that you might have forgotten, but do it again. Do it again. You'll be better at it this time. Some of you may have went through some broken things. And you say, you know what? I'm not doing it. I'm not going to do that again. But you need to be a good winner. I know y'all probably watch this thing, we stroll through our phone and we watch Wayne on, on Facebook and we watch, how you watch Amber and Anthony, all these different things. But one thing that I saw was that Anthony didn't quit. He realized that he had made a lot of mistakes, but he didn't quit, y'all. He said, I'm a winner. I don't just quit. He told Amber, I don't quit. I'm not going, that's not in my vocabulary to quit, y'all. It should not be in your vocabulary. Do it again. If you have to repeat it again, do it again. Be a good one. Admit your faults. Yes, I fell down right there, but guess what? I'm going to do it differently this time. Remember, when you admit something and say, you know what, yeah, I did do that wrong. I did. And listen, learn to apologize about things that you did wrong. Don't develop the victim mindset all the time that someone done me wrong. Don't learn how to deflect when somebody say, well, you did this to me, and you come back and say, well, you did that to me. No, you need to be a good winner. You need to let them know that, you know what, I might have messed up the first time, but I'm going to change things this time. You'll be surprised the victories that you would gain by just admitting to your shortcomings and changing, just critiquing a few things. Change a few things, y'all. You may have lost in the financial market, but just critique a few things. If you got to remember, you know what? Maybe I did need to purchase that thing. I'm going to win in that area this time. I'm going to realize that it was some things that I did wrong. I'm not going to wallow in the thing that I did wrong and have self-pity. I'm just going to make up my mind that, guess what? I am a winner. You need to say that to yourself. I am a winner. No matter what, you need to keep saying it to yourself. I am a winner. That way you know that losing is not in my vocabulary. Yeah, I might have fallen short of a few things, but thank God for the grace of God, I get an opportunity, a chance to do it all over again. Makes me think about that song that says, let's do it again. Do it again, y'all. Don't let the enemy cause you to walk in self-pity and doubt. Remind him, no, I win. I am a winner. I want you to say that to yourself because someone needs to hear that today. You've been beating yourself up about things that you went through and things that you lost, but you need to tell yourself that I am a winner. Now, listen, I want you to share this because I believe someone needs to hear that today, y'all. They need to hear that I am a winner. I win. I hear, the younger kids say, all I do is win. Even when it looks like you're falling short, all I do is win because I am a winner. Not that I'm prideful, but I make a decision to believe that I am a winner and that I can do the things necessary to win. I can look at the whole thing, the whole picture. Look, the big picture. I can see my failures. I can see the things that I can change. And next time, listen, I'll tell you before time that I am a winner. And I didn't tell you the outcome of that. So I believe, listen, y'all, really, I believe that I took that test 3 times for my real estate license. This is for someone. And the second time I didn't pass it. But the third time, y'all, I was determined I was going to win in the area of that test. I got my license. So listen, maybe you failed that thing 1 time, two times. We look at, when we were, I think about when my children were growing up. We, as mothers, we never wanted our children to repeat a grade. But guess what? I learned that maybe repeating wasn't bad after all. It allowed them to go through that thing again. Maybe if you lost the first time, it made you know who you really were. You started to say, you know what, that's not gonna beat me like that. I'm going to win this fight. I'm going to win. Yep. It may have looked like I lost some things, but guess what? I am a winner. I can let that go. I'm not going to make excuses for my downfall, my shortcomings. I'm just going to learn by them and declare that I am a winner. Hey, you need to say that, y'all. You need to call somebody and let them know that you are a winner. Now, I really believe that here on Real Talk, this word will change your game. And you need to share it with someone. Let them know today, whatever they're going through, that you can win. Let them know you can win this thing. And they'll try and talk you out of it. They'll tell you, no, I can't win. I'm behind. It makes no difference how far you have fallen behind. You can still win. Remember that, y'all. You can still win. Now, remember, this is Real Talk. We are the game changers, and we're here to change your game, change your mindset, change the way you think. We want you to know that here on Real Talk, you are a winner. You need to call somebody that's been struggling. My God, they've been struggling in their emotions, and let them know, no, you win. Let them know, get up out of that bed, get up. You are a winner. Get off of that sofa. Let it go. You are a winner. And you need to begin to sow that in even your children. You need to begin to speak life over them. Tell them, no. Yeah, you might have failed that test, but guess what? You can take that test again. Let them know that you are a winner. I know our children get ready to start back to school, and some of them may have repeated the first grade, the sixth grade, or the eighth grade. Or maybe you didn't walk in. I know I'm talking to somebody now. Maybe you didn't walk across that stage last summer, when everybody walked May, June, July. Don't just roll in self-pity. Everybody, my whole class graduated. I'm just going to let it go. No. Go on again. Walk across that stage this year because you are a winner. Now listen, I want to thank you so much for joining us here on Real Talk, the Game Changers. Remember, our time has changed. Let everyone know that we are on at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Now our time has changed. And I thank you so much for joining us here at Real Talk. Now, if you would like to sow a seed into this ministry, you can. You can help us stay on the air. They're on the Now Network at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time every Wednesday. We are so blessed by your giving.